for the children. They are now getting education in a good school, and she's got a good house of her own.
Coming up, more of Lisa Ling's rare look inside the lives of surrogate mothers carrying babies for women in the United States while they live in India.
From ABC 7 News, police in the South Bay are looking for this man they say kidnapped a 12-year-old girl. At 5, the unusual weapon the attacker used against her at this intersection. Bay Area activist Storm, one of the nation's biggest mortgage lenders, why they say Countrywide is refusing to help people keep their homes. And rain moves into the North Bay, but just how far south will it spread? Meteorologist Sandy Patel will have the answer. I'm Cheryl Jennings. Join us for ABC 7 News at 5, coming up right after Oprah.
No! I'm here because your dad was my best friend.
Thanks for coming.
I'm so sorry.
He was so loyal. Most people would have given up on you, but he didn't. You can move in, get yourself situated.
I don't need your charity, Audrey.
I'm the one that needs the help here. I don't know if I'm ever gonna feel happy again.
One day at a time.
Things we lost in the fire.
I want to be your friend forever.
Rated R. Starts October 19th.
I lost 57 pounds, and now guys are checking me out.
I went from a size 22 to a size 4. I wear mini skirts, low-rise jeans, tank tops.
Take control on the new Pure Weight Loss program. Eat when you want, where you want, and lose weight fast.
Losing 6 pounds in the first 7 days was the motivation to keep me going.
5 pounds in 7 days? Who wouldn't want to do this program?
Pick up the phone and call this number. It will work.
This Wednesday is Mervyn's 50% off sale. Starting at 8 a.m., save an extra 20% on up to 20 items with your Mervyn's card. Pick up your savings pass at any register. And save even more with 50% off Mrs. Sweaters, 50% off all kids' South Pole clothing, 50% off all Elemento shoes, and new Canon Classic bath towels for just $4.99. Plus, our grand opening sale continues with incredible specials in every department. Mervyn's 50% off sale. This Wednesday only, open till 10 p.m.
Oprah Winfrey presents The Color Purple.
Push the button, push the button.
The story you love. The must-see musical event. A once-in-a-lifetime experience. Don't miss The Color Purple.
Citibank Best of Broadway presents The Color Purple, now playing at the Orpheum Theater through December 9th. Call Ticketmaster or visit shnsf.com today.
For the surrogacy, these women make more money than they could have ever imagined, and it's almost like winning the lottery. How are you? I'm Lisa. Nice to meet you. So this is Manju, and she just delivered twins for a couple 2 months ago, and she and her 3 kids and husband have been living in this house, and this is where they do everything. They sleep, they go to the bathroom, they cook. With the $6,700 she made carrying twin babies, Manju and her husband are building a new home. Is this it?
Yeah, this is it.
Wow. About 10 times bigger than their old one. Very nice.
Yes.
Manju says being a surrogate mother is a small sacrifice for ensuring her children's future. So what Dr. Patel does is she invests the money in the woman's name and hires contractors that she knows are legit so that the money isn't blown right away and the women aren't manipulated.
The house is going to be on her name because in India, if it's on the name of a female, the stamp duty is less. So they end up paying less. So we have bought the house in on the name of Manju.
So it changes the lives of the women who have the opportunity to carry the babies.
It has a huge, huge impact. And I love what you said, that women in this country are helping women in India and vice versa.
Those women are helping?
Absolutely. And one of the reasons why I love this story so much is, on the one hand, we know how difficult it's been for Jennifer and Kendall. And also not being able to carry that baby, certainly. I can only imagine is really challenging. But what I love about it is these two would have never ended up in Anand, India, had this not happened. And Jennifer's really amazing when she said that this is just what was supposed to happen. And now this baby and this couple will have this bond with this country. And in a way, they become these sort of ambassadors, these cultural ambassadors. And I think that that's really important because it proves, or it's confirmation of how close our countries really can be.
So what will happen when it's time for her to deliver? Will you go back?
Yes, we'll go back
Yeah.
for the birth.
Yeah.
Stay for about 3 weeks to a month.
Yeah. When around her due date.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. C-section probably, so we'll know.
Yeah.
So we'll know when to go back.
Yeah. How has this experience changed you or influenced you, affected you?
In so many ways. You know, obviously the infertility changes you. And, but this experience, doing the surrogacy, going to India, and like Lisa said, you know, forming that bond with these people halfway around the world that you never would have met, and this country that you may never have gone to otherwise, right? And it's just, it's definitely changed, you know, both of us. And
You were saying, Kendall, earlier that sometimes what happens is that not being able to conceive, you know, creates a distance between you. Has this brought you closer together?
Yeah, and the time we got to spend together there, you know, through the culture shock initially and through, you know, all the stuff has definitely brought us together. You know, just helped us out immensely.
makes you stronger.
Yeah.
Brushing that sperm on a rickshaw makes you a lot closer, I'm sure.
Brushing that sperm on a rickshaw. I never even heard that phrase before.
It's not one you hear often.
No. Thank you, Jennifer and Kendall. Thank you, Lisa Ling, for bringing this story to our attention. We'll be right back. Fascinating. Sperm on a rickshaw. Coming up, she's 42 and desperately wants a baby. The unbelievable price Martha Stewart's daughter is willing to pay to get pregnant. All new. What if the next time your doorbell rang?
Hi, can I come in? No! Are you kidding me?
Nate's making house calls and not a minute too soon.
Little hearts everywhere. Dried flowers.
Cross-stitch.
Country everything.
If you and your family are trapped in a decorating time warp, Nate's going in to help get you out.
Check this
Wow!
out.
Oh my God!
Tomorrow.
Depression can turn you into a person you don't recognize. Unlike the person you used to be. Someone your kids don't understand. Depression hurts. Sadness, loss of interest, aches and pains, fatigue. You can feel it in so many ways. Cymbalta can help. Cymbalta is a prescription medication that treats many symptoms of depression. Tell your doctor right away if your depression worsens or you have unusual changes in mood or behavior, or thoughts of suicide. Antidepressants can increase these in children, teens, and young adults. Cymbalta is not approved for children under 18. People taking MAOIs or thiaridazine or with uncontrolled glaucoma should not take Cymbalta. Tell your doctor about all your medicines, including those for migraine, to avoid a potentially life-threatening condition, and about your alcohol consumption or if you have liver disease. Dizziness or fainting may occur upon standing. Side effects may include nausea, dry mouth, and constipation. Ask your doctor about Cymbalta. Depression hurts. Cymbalta can help.
On October 19th, Tim Burton's masterpiece comes to life again. Only in Disney Digital 3D. Walt Disney Pictures presents The Nightmare Before Christmas. Rated PG. Only in Disney Digital 3D. Limited 3-week engagement begins October 19th.
Garlic, blue cheese, peppercorn. 3 new flavors for our signature 8-ounce steak. Served with a Caesar side salad and a piping hot baked potato. Sizzler's all-new steakhouse favorites. Get one for just $8.99.
Sizzler. She's 42, she's single, and desperately also wants a child of her own. She happens to be Martha Stewart's daughter and says that she spends up to $28,000 a month trying to make that dream come true. Welcome, Alexis Stewart.
Thank you.
So how long? Single?
Yes. Divorced.
Yeah, okay. And how long have you been trying to get pregnant?
About a year.
About a year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe exactly a year.
When did you decide that you most definitely wanted to have a child?
I think when I was around 36, but then my mother had her issues and it wasn't a good time. I forgot about it. And then about 2 years ago, I started to think about it again.
Thinking about it again. And when you say thinking about it, you just heard Jennifer and Kendall say that there's this sort of, you know, desperate yearning that they feel. Were you just sort of thinking about it, oh, maybe I'll have a child, or when did it turn into something more for you, Alexis?
Well, it's a long process, and there's a lot to think about. So there's, if you're not married and you don't have a boyfriend who's willing to give you his sperm, or whose sperm you want, then you have to, that's an issue, that takes time. And so there's a lot to think about. It's not quick. And if you haven't started thinking about it in advance, that time is time probably, it's almost wasted. You should have thought about it before.
So, and you hadn't thought about it before?
No, because the aura around the whole thing is that you can wait.
Right.
And yes, women have this drive, obviously. It's an innate thing that most women feel the need to have a baby. That's why all creatures exist. And if you don't, you get distracted, because now we have jobs and we have other things to do, and medicine seems miraculous. You can do anything you want, you can wait. Movie stars have babies late. It seems all possible, but you don't hear about the stories of the people who can't have a baby
Yeah,
late.
I know. I'd heard from the producers that you feel that a lot of the magazines, particularly the, I don't know, Hollywood magazines, have created this false illusion for women. How so?
I do feel that. Well, even in USA Today, Paula Abdul said, well, you know, people are having their second children when they're 50. I don't really think that's true. And I don't think it's anybody's fault. I think you hear about the great stories that happen, and the really lucky people, and all the unlucky people, or the people that waited too long, you're not hearing about. So there's very few people can have their own baby at 45. They might have surrogate eggs. I don't know. I don't know what their story is, but what happens is everyone thinks, it's okay, I can wait, I can keep waiting.
And you were one of those people?
Sure, yeah.
Who thought you could wait. And then when you realized that now it's almost too late,
right.
You felt what?
Well, I'm a very calm, steady person, so I treat it as a job.
You treat it as a job?
Yes. Because,
getting pregnant?
Yes, because if I get too emotional about it, I'll be unhappy all the time, or freaked out all the time. So I have to look at it, you know, you have to look at it whatever way you can handle. So I look at it as a sort of a chore, sort of a job, just this part of it.
Yeah.
Not about the baby, not about having a child, but what I have to go through to get there.
You're on a mission.
Correct.
To get pregnant.
Yes.
Coming up, what does Alexis do every month on this mission to get pregnant? She's going to show us. We'll be right back.
All new this week on Oprah. Tomorrow.
Nate's making house calls, and not a minute too soon.
Little hearts everywhere. Dried flowers, country everything.
If you and your family are trapped in a decorating time warp, Nate's going in to help get you out.
This is one of my favorite makeovers ever.
Wow! Then on Thursday.
Grammy winner Kenny Babyface Edmonds, his high-profile divorce, and how he told his children.
This week on Oprah.
You get a lot more at Anna's.
Your table looks beautiful. Isn't this the tablecloth we saw at the department store?
The same one.
About $20, right?
Yes, but I got it at Anna's for only $7.99.
Just $7.99?
Everybody's talking about Anna's.
Anna's.
I'm Alice Templey. For me, fashion is all about fantasy. That's why I love coming home to the English countryside to let my imagination run completely wild. Personal style is all about innovation. It's about an individuality. It's about mixing and matching things to create your own style. My collection for Target should give you just that. Great clothes, fantastic prices. It's Alice Templey for Target. Grab them before they disappear.
Philip of Spain has declared war, Majesty.
Between duty.
My God, England will not fall while I am queen.
And desire.
Some other time. Could you have loved me?
Lies the destiny.
There is a wind coming that will sweep away your pride.
Of a queen.
I too can command the wind, sir! I will strip Spain bare if you dare to try me!
We cannot be defeated.
Elizabeth, the Golden Age. Rated PG-13. Starts Friday.
Evan Almighty.
What's up?
On DVD and HD DVD now.
I understand you had your carpet cleaned.
Yeah. That's so beautiful. This beautiful.
Nice, huh?
This beautiful.
What did your mom think?
Beautiful. Beautiful like a brand new home.
Want to make your home beautiful? Call today about our 119 special.
Call 1-800-STEAMER. Stanley Steamer gets carpet cleaner.
You get a lot more at Anna's.
New dishes?
Don't you just love them?
I've seen ones just like these at the home store for $45.
Well, at Anna's, they're only $14.99.
Just $14.99?
Everybody's talking about Anna's.
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 Martha's daughter, Alexis Stewart, is 42. She is single and desperately trying to have a baby at, I wouldn't say any cost, but very costly, correct?
It is costly, and I'm very lucky that I can afford to.
Because your mom helps you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. About, because you said $28,000 a month?
Approximately. It's about, I do everything I can. So there are things, if I couldn't afford certain procedures, you could cut back, but it would, I think, this only helps me. So I do everything
So
that I
show
can.
us what the $28,000 is. Where does it go
most
to?
of it goes to the doctor for certain procedures, etc. This is just the drugs for 1 month, or 12 days, really.
12 days?
Yeah.
Really?
So yes, and so you get when I get my period.
Yeah.
The next day I go to the doctor and they test my blood. They do an ultrasound. They look at my ovaries to make sure there are no cysts. They check the lining of my uterus. And then that night I begin my medication.
Okay.
I would take some of this, which is a medication. You take it with a small needle and you just inject it into your belly, probably just at an angle, subcutaneously.
Does it hurt?
No, this does not hurt.
Okay.
This is to make sure that you don't develop endometriosis.
Okay.
Then you take this drug. There are 2 drugs then that you take, which are these 4 vials, which are all a powder. And you mix this one drug, which is in a pen, a little needle on here.
Yeah.
Inject it into one of these vials. Then mix these vials with water. And then you mix them all together using this big needle. These are all drugs that will stimulate your egg production. So instead of...
Where does that big needle go?
Oh, well, this big needle gets thrown away.
Okay.
Look, I didn't know that, but yeah.
Big needle.
And then what you would do is, it's not that bad. It's a mind over matter thing. You can deal with it. So then you would take the little, you'd sterilize your skin area.
Yeah.
And then you would take this smaller needle and inject it. So you do the doctor thing, tap out all the bubbles.
Yeah.
And then you can stick it in your side. And I can do it right now if you want me to, because it really, you just have to find a spot that doesn't hurt, and there you go, it's in.
It's in.
And then you just inject it.
Is it better to have some fat there?
No, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
You just, but I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot, and it's just, you could, literally, if you just poke a little over your skin, you'll find one spot that doesn't hurt.
Okay.
As much as, literally.
So how many injections are you, then you're giving yourself injections every day?
Every evening, around the same time, 2 injections. One is very painless.
Okay.
Then at about the 11th day, the doctor will say, you're ready. In 2 days, we're going to harvest
And this
your
is
eggs.
all to stimulate the egg?
The growth of the eggs.
The growth
correct.
of the eggs, okay.
The number and the growth.
Okay.
So, and they monitor it every couple days. You go to the doctor, they do another ultrasound, they look at the size of your eggs.
This is to get you producing more eggs?
Right, because at my age, you produce very few.
Right.
So you want to
And also, a lot of times, not talking about your age, but a lot of times they're not in good shape.
Oh, correct. So, so what happens
they're
is
kind of like, hello.
They're hard and crusty, is what I say.
Yeah.
And not so smart.
Not soft and supple and smart.
Yeah, not shiny and beautiful. Yes. So then 2 days before.
But the egg is going, what do you want? I'm 42.
Right. Well, what they do is they can use this method. One of the things that's expensive is a method where they take the egg and they poke a hole in it and they put the sperm in. They don't just wait for it to fertilize. And then after 5 days, when the egg reaches about, well, now it's getting to be an embryo, 8 cells, they pull 1 cell out, and they can analyze that cell for many abnormalities to see if it's a viable embryo.
So where are you in this process? Have you had any good eggs?
Yes, I've had 3 implantations of about 3 to 5 eggs each time. And none of them have stuck. But for instance, last month, I had no eggs that were viable, so I'm sort of back to square one at the moment.
Right. So you'll just keep trying this process, or will...
I will, until the doctor says, forget it.
Forget it.
And then I'll consider other options. But in the meantime, I can't, it's a lot to take already. And I don't mean just the drugs, so it's a lot to deal with. I'd rather, when I have to think about my other options, then I will do that. But at the moment, I can only think about this option.
Because you're on a mission?
Well, yeah, and I'll go nuts. It's like, okay, well, maybe I can do that. I'm doing this right now.
Yeah, focus. We'll be right back. Got it. All new. If you and your family are trapped in a decorating time warp.
Little hearts everywhere. Dried flowers, country everything.
Nate's making house calls.
Check this out.
Oh my God!
Tomorrow.
Did you know there's a product specifically designed for managing bladder weakness overnight? It's Tennis Serenity Overnight Pads. The pad is wider in the front and back to protect you while you're lying down. But that's not all. A cotton-like top sheet and super absorbent core manage liquid to keep you dry, while Tennis unique Odazor Plus fights odors. Have a better night's sleep. Choose a product specially designed to do a better job. Tennis Serenity Overnight Pads. Call 1-877-GET-TENNA for your free sample. Brand power, helping you buy better.
My litter box secret? Arm & Hammer to fight odor.
Here, kitty.
Now it's Breakthrough Odor Alert Clumping Litter. It turns blue when wet. You can see litter box odor. If your litter can't change color, change litters. Arm & Hammer Odor Alert.
This Halloween, M&M's will send $1 million to one lucky person's home.
I don't think he likes me.
Enter for a chance to win.
Homework was a very frustrating time for us.
Every day, Sylvan's proven approach pinpoints what kids need to succeed and helps them master it.
She went from a 4th grade level to an 8th grade level in her comprehension. She couldn't wait to go back.
She's made more progress with 5 months of Sylvan than 5 years of tutors.
He went from grades B's and C's to A's and B's.
For help with reading, math, test prep, and more, call 1-800-EDUCATE.
I'm a lot happier with my grades now.
It's so easy to get started. Just one call and we were in.
What would it take to get you to listen to a radio station?
Are we talking dollars here?
Well, say you had a chance to win maybe...
$2,500?
Try $25,000.
What station?
Coit 96.5.
Coit Radio?
Just tune in Coit Radio every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. and find out how you can win $25,000 cash.
Oh, so I've got to listen to win, right?
Hey, wouldn't you for $25,000?
Well, for $25,000, I'd listen all day.
Coit Radio could make you $25,000 richer.
So what kind of music?
Light rock and a whole lot of it.
Coit Radio. I'm going to try it.
Our state is struggling to pay for vital services like education and public safety. So Governor Schwarzenegger negotiated new gaming agreements with 4 Indian tribes. The tribes will pay a much higher percentage of their gaming revenues to the state and be allowed to grow their gaming business. This will provide over $9 billion to fund essential state services without raising taxes or putting us further in debt. $9 billion. No new taxes, no new debt. It's that simple.
So infertility in this country, our country, America, has become a multi-billion-dollar business. 1 in 6 couples suffers from it. And so you were telling us that you're using your own eggs, obviously, even though they're old and crusty. You said that.
I know.
You're using your own eggs, but where are you getting sperm from?
From a bank.
From a bank?
Okay. Yeah. I haven't met him.
Haven't met him?
No.
And don't
He
care
hasn't
to?
met me.
And he hasn't met you? And
No.
don't care to?
No.
No. Not interested?
No. Well, that's a whole different story.
Because you're going to start down that road.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be another 4 years.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly. And so we have the Hansen couple here, who 34-year-old Tracy Hansen and her husband Jamie have also been trying to get pregnant for, what, 2 years?
Over 2 years.
Yeah, I hear you guys have mortgaged your home?
Yeah, we just took a home equity out on our house, our condo, so we could afford the in vitro fertilization process.
So are you doing this?
We start in 2 weeks. So he got the injection class a couple weeks ago at our last appointment, and he learned how to mix the drugs and get the needle ready for me, and he will be giving me the injections.
Yeah. Because normally, does someone else, you inject yourself?
Yes, it's quite easy once you learn how to do it. It's fine.
They told me I could do it myself, but I'm going to need him to do it. He's gotten me through this entire process, and I just know that he'll be able to get me through those injections.
Yeah, if you stamp on her foot while you're sticking the needle in.
It's that way.
All my doctors have told me that, oh, you're still young, and you know, you're healthy, you're an athlete, you're young, you'll have no problem.
Well, being healthy, by the way, has nothing to do with it.
No.
When I told all my friends I was having trouble, they're like, you're so healthy. I said, you know what? Doesn't make any difference. And you can be 28 and be almost at menopause.
Yeah.
So people should just check. You check your FSH level, and they can look at your ovaries, see how many eggs you produce, and then you know what stage you're at. And then you know if you should think about it now or you can wait 5 years.
Yeah, I just think that the next generation of women will be saving their eggs.
It's not quite there yet.
Yeah.
But you can definitely save embryos.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We'll be right back.
The Oprah Winfrey Show is brought to you in part by Dove. Every girl deserves to feel good about herself. Find out more at campaignforrealbeauty.com.
Closed captioning provided by the maker of the following product.
New on Disney DVD, High School's got Miley Cyrus all shook up. Loaded with backstage secrets. Hannah Montana, Life's What You Make It. Now on DVD. Rated DVG.
From ABC 7 News, the search for a child predator who hit his victim with a car. How you can help get this man off the streets. Governor Schwarzenegger unveils his health care proposal, why his plan to pay for it is coming under fire. And Republican presidential candidates face off. How new GOP contender Fred Thompson did in his first major test. I'm Cheryl Jennings. The news at 5 starts in just a couple of minutes.
Cirque du Soleil invites you to enter a world of wonder and excitement. Kuza from Cirque du Soleil opens November 16th at AT&T Park. For tickets, visit cirquedusoleil.com.
Good news, California. Progressive lowered car insurance rates in our state. Here's why. Okay, this represents the number of accidents in our state. And this is Progressive's rates. Number of accidents has gone down. As a result, Progressive has lowered our rates. And that means a little extra money for a rainy day.
Hey, California. To see how much you could save, go to Progressive.com or call a local independent agent. Click or call today.
In his daily column, Dan is an expert on everything.
Very good column, sir. What else can I do for you? I'd like to see your daughter. Come back in 2 years.
Dad! But in real life, he could use a little advice.
This is going to cost you. Put it on my tab. What was it? Put it on my tab.
Critics are raving about Dan in real life. Steve Carell gives an Oscar-worthy performance in one of the best films of the year.
Maybe I can call you sometime. I would even call to say that I'm not calling. I'd even call to say I'm not calling. Wow.
Dan in real life. Rated PG-13.
Cirque du Soleil invites you to enter a world of wonder